Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back. Let's get right into today's workout, which is all about what you can do with a single dumbbell. 6 exercises hitting every major muscle group, and you can perform this in a circuit in about 6 minutes. So 30 seconds each exercise, about 30 seconds rest. It's to keep intensity high and to get as much done as you can in the shortest amount of time, hitting every major muscle group. Let's kick things off with our first of 6 exercises. And for this one, it's a one-arm clean and press. Now, the great thing about this is it works a bit of everything. The legs, the glutes, hip activation, obviously the shoulder, the arm as you press up overhead. I like to use a fairly heavy weight for this one, but also we're performing this for time. So unlike reps, where you might perform 10 or 12 reps, the amount of repetitions you actually end up performing in those 30 seconds can actually be a little bit more, so use that weight accordingly. Now, to set up for the one-arm clean and press, your feet need to be a little bit wider than shoulder width and your knees soft, because you're going to hinge back at the waist, sticking your glutes back, keeping your back straight as you reach down for that dumbbell, and then explosively drive that dumbbell up into a clean, bringing it round into a shoulder press, and then whilst your knees are still soft, use that motion to drive up overhead. These are going to light up your shoulders and really make you aware of those deltoids activation within this exercise. The next exercise is a goblet squat. So again, sticking with the heavier dumbbells first, we're really going to target the legs, the quads in particular on this one. So hold the dumbbell vertically, clasping it with your hands just on the underside of that plate. Your feet should be about the same position as that first exercise, about shoulder width and a half, toes slightly pointed out. You're going to keep that dumbbell close to your chest, elbows under. Take a deep breath in, and as you squat down, focus on driving your hips back, keeping your knees soft. Now with this exercise, it's all about that sit down action. What I mean by that is you're not just squashing the body down, your knees pushing forwards over your toes, your shoulders staying directly on that vertical axis. Much like when you sit down, you project your hips forwards, your knees are soft, and that tilt forward at the waist with the back straight helps keep you stable in that position. And that's what we're doing with this goblet squat. Keeping the dumbbell tucked in close to our body. All of that action comes from our hips, driving the hips back, keeping the knees soft, allowing us to really work on the quads as the big prime muscle mover to drive us back up. Experiment with some different leg positions as well. If you're performing multiple circuits, try a wider stance, more of a sumo squat, feet a little closer together, which will change how you have to squat down all the time, holding that weight as extra resistance. Again, great exercise if you're limited with time, equipment, or you've only got one dumbbell and you want to make the most of that workout. Exercise number 3, we're going to move over to our arms, biceps for this one. Now, if you can, lower the weight because obviously the biceps aren't as big or powerful as our legs. So the dumbbell remains vertical and we grip the underside of that plate with our palms. Now with this exercise, the goal is to keep that dumbbell in that upright vertical position, which means you're going to have to pivot at the wrists as you extend the arms down. Full stretch, open out as much as you can to get that full length and range of motion in the biceps, and then keeping the upper arms at the side, in fact a little bit in front of your chest for this one. Drive that dumbbell up, stopping just before your elbows start to pull away from your body. Great exercise that I feel targets a little more of the short head of the bicep, that under part of the bicep that gives you that round, bulbous effect. Perform these with a slow cadence, a little bit slower on the negative, about 2 seconds down, stopping just before the dumbbell or your hands hit your thigh, therefore we're not relieving tension from the biceps, and then curl up with a little bit of explosiveness, but still under control, flexing and squeezing the biceps hard up at the top. Once all 12 reps are done, we're going to move over to our triceps. And the great thing about this little combo here is we can keep the same weight. So we're going to turn this dumbbell curl into an overhead extension. Palms on the underside of that dumbbell now. So we're not holding onto the handle, it's always the underside of that dumbbell plate. Keeping the dumbbell vertically upright and then really just reversing the movement of our bicep curl. Arms are up at the top. We're going to keep the upper arms fixed at the side of the head. Allow our wrists to pivot with that dumbbell remaining upright. And then extend the arm full lockout. squeezing hard the tricep, allowing the weight to lower back down, stopping when your wrist is about the same height as your elbow. That way you get a great stretch in the tricep, but you're not overstraining to try and get that dumbbell back up from your wrist being lower than the elbow, much in the same way as when we do parallel bar dips. On with our final 2 exercises. For this one, bit of a back and chest combo, a dumbbell pullover on the floor. Once again, we're going to support that dumbbell in that vertical position, palms on the underside of that plate, and laying on your back, knees slightly bent for a better stable position. You're going to start with the dumbbell directly over your chest, take a deep breath in, and lower the arms without bending at the elbow until that dumbbell just about touches the floor. Then keeping the arms in that fixed position, perform that dumbbell pullover all the way back over your chest. If you have a bench, you can also perform on this to allow a little bit more depth and full range of motion. And with this one, you're going to feel both the lats being involved and a bit of a chest exercise as well. I'll often throw this in at the end of a bench press, some dumbbell flies to really stretch out that chest. And also focus on the thoracic expansion. Great exercise for that. Deep breaths, slow, controlled, full range of motion. Great exercise with that use of one dumbbell. Our 6th and final exercise is another one for the back, but also it's going to challenge your core abdominals. This is a Renegade row plank. So arms are in full extended position, directly under your shoulders, palms flat on the floor. Hips are up in line with your shoulders and heels, so make sure your abs are pulled in and engaged, squeezing them tight. And with that dumbbell, you're going to row up towards the side of your body, driving that elbow up behind you. Pause briefly up at the top. Flex your back, especially your lat, which is that prime muscle moving that action, and then lower the dumbbell back down. 10 to 12 reps on one arm, switch over, perform on the other arm, and that is the end of round 1. So like I said, you can perform this as a circuit or perform each exercise for 2 or 3 sets with the goal of trying to increase the weight, or if you're unable to do that, add an extra 2 or 3 repetitions on to each work set. As always, you'll find the full breakdown of this workout in the description below, along with time codes for each exercise. And now all that's left to do is make sure we get our protein fix. This, as you've seen in past videos, is a Built Bar. Tons of great flavors. They really do taste good, and they're made with real chocolate. So I get my chocolate fix in as a bit of a reward for that workout. About 18 grams of protein and just under 200 calories. So a great amount of protein and calories as a bit of a sort of inter-meal protein fix. Great for post-workout, or if I've gone a couple of hours from eating, I don't want to have a full meal, but I want to make sure that I'm giving my body quality protein and the right nutrition. Now, the goal when it comes to nutrition is to first and foremost make sure that we're getting enough quality protein each day. And for that, a good rule of thumb is about 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight. If you weigh 160 pounds, it's about 160 grams of protein spread pretty evenly throughout the day. And as far as calories, a good spread is somewhere between 12, 15, 16 calories per pound of body weight for a good maintenance. So for me, I'm at about 2,700 calories just to maintain my build and my energy levels throughout the day. And at just under 200 calories, and again, 18, 17 grams of protein, 1 or 2 of these a day, plus a shake, 2 or 3 meals, really allows me to hit my quota. If you want to find out more about the Built Bar, if you haven't yet seen them on TV or followed them on Instagram, hit the link in my bio, check out all of their great flavors, pick yourself up a box today, and give me a shout out on social media. Be sure to check in every day, workouts, nutrition, healthy lifestyle tips. See you guys back here soon. Keep training hard, stay hungry for it, put in the work, and you'll get the results. Take care.